y'all, welcome back. Okay, did you miss me in my Fontaine voice? All right, so now that the dust has settled, right, there seems to be a ceasefire. DJ Academic said that due to the shooting at Drake's place, Drake was gonna drop music, but the shooting has kind of delayed everything, right? And I think the dust has settled enough for us to kind of look at everything objectively and figure out why one, they started beefing in the first place, and two, why did Drake lose? I think we should go there. So I was scrolling. Well, okay, let me say this, right? I'm a Kendrick fan. Of course, I've listened to Drake's music. Of course, I enjoy Drake's music. But shout out to Dark Knight 83 because he got me on Twitter like a week before the beef started. Now, let me say this to y'all. I didn't pay much attention to the beef in the beginning because I was just like, this ain't no different than every other time people have been saying, oh, they beefing. And I've always been confused a bit because where did the beef start? Because I love poetic justice just like everybody else, right? And especially when J. Cole was in it. I was like, that don't make no sense because from what Kendrick has always said, like I said, I'm a Kendrick fan. Him and J. Cole were supposed to do a joint album together and were actually working on it. So when people were trying to say that they were beefing, I was like, no, this is just the fans, social media trying to put this together. So like I said, I wasn't paying attention. And I remember what happened when Control came out. The Control verse came out. Everybody was talking trash. Everything was blowing up. But, and then people who talk trash came out and apologized. Jay Electronica, Big Sean was like, I don't want no beef. I don't want no problems. And that was Big Sean's song, right? So apparently, Drake was the only one like, yeah, it's a problem. But now he never said anything publicly outside for that one interview that he did on a radio show where he was like, you the king, whatever. But again, and I can't believe it, this was back in 2012, y'all. This was 2012. So I never paid any attention. I was like, this is just like when Control dropped. So whatever, I never paid attention. Now, when when Kendrick did like that, I was just like, this is just like Control. No different. The same situation. He did a verse. He said some things and whatever. Right? But then when J. Cole released his 7-minute diss track, I was like, what's going on here? What? I'm confused. I even posted it on my Twitter. Like, what happened? Fast forward, J. Cole apologized. I was like, see? What'd I say? What'd I tell y'all? Ain't no problems. Ain't no issues. They cool. Right? Then Drake, right? Drake released what was it? Drake released, hold on y'all, I'm gonna get it. Okay, Drake did push-ups. And I was like, okay, this ain't nothing new because that's what Drake do. Drake did the tailor-made freestyle. And I was just like, because using the Tupac AI thing was very weird. And I think it was a troll move on Drake's part because he was definitely trolling him, doing memes and all that stuff. Drop. Like all of that. And then when Academics did the countdown, that's when my ears perked up. I was like, oh, Boogeyman coming. And just like I thought, only a matter of time, Kendrick dropped Euphoria and set the world ablaze. And thus started, he released his missile and thus began the Great Rap War of 2024. Y'all like that name? I think I should do either the Great Rap War of 2024 or the GOAT Rap War of 2024. Which one y'all think sound better? Okay, anyway, again, I want to look at this objectively. And the reason I got this video queued up is because apparently this football player or retired football player, Marcellus Wiley, got the first rumblings of it. So I'm going to play the video for y'all. It starts at about 2:08. I'm going to play the video for y'all. So we can get an idea because this is after Control dropped. So this is going back a little, y'all. So go back a bit with me and we're going to figure this thing out. All right, here we go.
But at that time, the beef wasn't where it is now. So I'm about to let y'all know exactly what I know. We bring Drake on. Drake comes on the show, and he felt a certain type of way about Kendrick. To me, it sounded like either jealousy or he wanted to really pat him on his head, be like, dog, that's cute what you doing, but you ain't me. They both came out, I think, around 2009 or whatever. I remember Drake was in the club first for me. And I was here, hey, all that kind of stuff, right? So he was banging. He took Kendrick on his first tour. So Drake had a national tour and took Kendrick. Kendrick didn't take Drake. Drake took Kendrick. So I'm like, all right, in this race, even if they started at the same time, Drake had the lead. To the point where you go to next year, 2014, Drake is on our show. It's Max Keller and myself. We doing the interview. And Drake going in on.
Now, I'm going to pause right there because he is so right. Drake had the lead. The song he was just singing, I'm more than just an option. Hey, hey, hey. Like, Drake had the streets, the city, the culture on lock, right? So that's why Kendrick keeps mentioning walking him down. Because just like Wiley just said, Drake had the lead, and he had a great lead because this was the Young Money, Cash Money days where Nicki and Wayne and like they had they could not put out a song without it just blowing up. So Drake had a very good lead. So that's why Kendrick keeps mentioning walking him down.
On Kendrick. And I was like, wait, the hell? Me and Max hitting each other like, oh, this dude talking that trash. He going in. It's about to go down. Our lives about to change. Because we about to be at the central, the epicenter of rap. Like, we got the biggest beef going, and he about to drop it right on our lap. Now, we taped that show. So when that show came out, y'all didn't see the beef. Y'all didn't see what Drake said. Y'all didn't hear where Drake was coming from. What Drake was saying was basically like, Kendrick, you ain't me. Kendrick, I'm the big dog. I got the numbers. I got the machine. I am the machine. Stay in your place, little man. We heard it all, but ESPN recorded it all. So they got the tapes. They like Adele with Spygate. They got the tapes. We ain't got them, but we got the receipts. Max Drake comes out, and this is Kendrick all on our show. Now, this is one part nobody knows. So at the time when it happened, I'm like, damn. And I get on the phone with Top Dog. I get on the phone with TDE. I get on the phone with them dudes. And I told them what happened. Now, it was fresh in my mind at that time, and we chopping it up. And they was like, all right, big homie, don't do nothing. Don't say nothing. So why I was so coded for so long is because I was like, oh, this ain't my beef. This is their beef. They know the art of war. I'm going to let them handle that, especially because we didn't have the receipts. So I thought it was out of place, out of turn for me to be talking and speculation. Somebody say, back it up. I ain't got no tapes. Goodell got them. ESPN got them, right? What y'all seeing right now is them handling it back then. What y'all seeing right now, the intensity, the volume, the frequency, why Kendrick stay ready, he ain't got to get ready, is because in 2014, he already knew this is where this was headed, right here. Real talk.
Okay, so we can stop it right there, y'all. So like I said, so Control happened in 2012. The interview that Drake did for ESPN, and he said it too in this video. If y'all want to go watch it, I can link this video in the video in my description. I'll link it, so if y'all want to watch the rest of this video, because he said in this video that Drake later on threatened not to host the ESPYs if ESPN released this interview of him talking about Kendrick. So again, here are some more receipts being provided of Drake using his weight to block things. Now, some people say that's a good thing because he's Drake and he's supposed to be able to do stuff like that. But Drake did say on Family Matters that it was a lie that Kendrick, that the cease and desist that he put out was a lie. So we got Drake threatening ESPN not to do the ESPYs. We got Drake sending a cease and desist to French Montana, according to Rick Ross, right? And then he also did a cease and desist for Like That. So that's 3 that we just know about publicly of Drake trying to use paperwork to block things. Okay. And I think this interview also identifies too why Kendrick has so much information and why Kendrick was so ready for Drake. And by ready I mean why he was able to drop the way he dropped, because they TDE Top Dog now already had the intel. Because that's what happens when you run your mouth too, right? Especially when you run your mouth to the wrong people. Because one of the things Kendrick says is Drake thinks, like, his arrogance, his ego got him so full of himself that he really thinks he has the streets like he think he do. So you would go and talk to a guy like Marcellus Wiley, who is from Compton, right? Even though he's older than Kendrick, he's from Compton, and everybody know in black culture that we just stick together like that. Like, if you from my hood, then you my man. You know what I mean? Unless something happened and it's otherwise. So that's another thing that Kendrick, that Drake just doesn't seem to understand. That's why Kendrick keeps saying you don't understand culture. You don't understand our culture. You are a visitor here, and that's why you need to pump your brakes. Because why would he go and do such an interview with a guy from Compton and not think the guy, Wiley, would have the intel and word would get back to Kendrick? You get what I'm saying? It just don't make sense. So this is, like he just said, this explains Kendrick's intensity, because this interview happened in 2014, right? And so now here we are 10 years later, and Kendrick is like, finally. Now, this is one of the reasons I love Kendrick. Because to be able to sit on information, like, I can't sit on nothing for 10 minutes, baby. If I get a call right now and they tell me somebody got something to say, I mean, depending on who it is, but somebody got something to say, or, you know, I'm going to give myself about a 10-second moment to think, and then I'm springing into action. So y'all got to think of how many parties, how many stages, how many, like, you know, that they have crossed, how many songs. And apparently there was a lot of back and forth in songs, in verses. Like, for instance, Kendrick's verse on All the Stars was the second verse on All the Stars, when he was like, I hate people who feel entitled. He was talking about Drake. So I did all of that back talk just to identify y'all where this all came from, all this animosity and anger. Also, let's say this. It makes perfect sense why J. Cole apologized and backed out. Because I think, and they're saying that somebody at Top Dog called Drake, I'm sorry, TDE, yeah, called J. Cole and was like, nah, baby, this ain't your fight. Like, we don't really want you. Get out. I think that's what happened with J. Cole. Now, did he have to apologize? Man. Or maybe that was maybe that was one of Kendrick's conditions, like, apologize or else, and get out now. Can y'all imagine? Anyway, all right, so let's go back. Now that we got some of the backstory, let's go into the songs. Okay, like I said, Kendrick dropped Euphoria and set the world ablaze. Like, insert the Elmo fire meme here. Right? And the best thing about Euphoria was just like Kendrick's delivery. Like, his line on the braids, Pusha T, and then even the catchiness at the end where we don't want to hear you say it no more. Like, just catchy. I don't know why people underestimated Kendrick, but whatever. So now we go, then, right? May 3rd, right there. He releases 616 in LA. Going back and looking and listening to it now, right? 616 in LA to me sounds like Euphoria was like, y'all wanted me, here I am, right? Let me know what y'all think. 616 in LA to me sounds like a prayer. Like the like wakening the, now I don't want to say demon, because, you know, we godly around here, but wakening that dark side in you that we all have. That's what it's, because, like, I'm gonna go to the lyrics, y'all. I'm gonna go to the lyrics. Hold on. When he said in the part about, here we go. Right? Okay, let's go ahead. Right here. God, my confession is yours, but who am I if I don't go to war? Like, can y'all envision? Because my brain does this, right? I'm picturing like a soldier at war, right, sitting in his bunk, right, on his knees, praying to God and saying, "Listen, God, who am I if I don't?" You know what I mean? There's opportunity when living with loss. I discover myself when I fall short. So he's already saying, like, I know I'm about to go somewhere I should not go, Lord. I know this is not where you want me to go, but who am I if I don't go? And what can I learn going in this? I discover myself when I fall short. Raise my hands to a fallen sky. I fantasize. Me jumping planets immortalized. I correspond. 3 angels watching me all the time. Listen, and then here we go. Put my because that's him. What they say, manifesting the wind. That's him visualizing him in the battlefield, right? And then 3 angels watching me all the time. So he know he gonna be good in this war. Because I always said, and I say this to myself, but I believe when you listen to Kendrick's music, if you've really listened to Kendrick's music, I believe he has a direct line of communication with God, the way he talks and the way he moves. Now, of course, I don't know him personally, but that's just my interpretation of his art. And I believe that Kendrick puts out art, and I think that's the difference. We'll talk more about that later. But put my children to sleep in prayer, right? Where is it? Put my children to sleep with prayer, then close my eyes, the definition of peace. That's him saying this prayer to his babies as he head out for war. Tell me, who gonna stop me? I come from love. Right? To me, that's his prayer. And that's him asking God for forgiveness for what he is about to do. Cause Lord, what he did. Now, all of this, right, we know are the warning shots, right? And even in Euphoria, he said, trust me, that's something you don't want to do. So going back to the video with Wiley, where Top Dog got all this intel, right? He's telling Drake twice now, right? Because on Euphoria, he's telling him now. In Euphoria, he said, don't mention my family. Don't talk about my family. We can keep it friendly, we can keep it PG. But the moment you mention my family, all bets are off. Right? Right. Let's go back, y'all. Okay. Let's go back. Drake drops Family Matters. To me, they had the intel and they waited to see what Drake would do. And I think Kendrick had a red and green pill. I think he had a song A and a song B. And he said, if he mentioned my family one time, if he mentions Whitney, my babies, anything, I'm pressing A. But if he doesn't, I'll press B. And I think that's what happened here. And the thing is, what we've all learned from this R. Kelly situation is that everybody in the industry knows everybody in the industry's business. And I think it was very risky of Drake to doubt that his business is out there just like everybody else's. And so some of the things that he was saying on Family Matters, like, whatever he say the N-word, like, Drake been in the game how long now? and has always said the N word. He's half black, whatever. He's biracial. The culture has embraced him as a full black man, although he doesn't really identify as a black man because y'all know his family dynamic is very much Caucasian, Jewish. So I don't want to get into the semantics of that because like it's kind of moot at this point. But I think the focus here, like I said, I want to look at everything objectively. I think the focus here, y'all tell me if I'm wrong or what y'all think. I think the focus here is him feeling too big for his britches. Like when he said he rapping like he trying to free the slaves, a black man wouldn't say that, even in a diss. And that's the thing. Like you got it when you are invited to the cookout, you got to know your boundaries. You can't start walking in the kitchen and you know what I mean, wiping your hands on the decorative tiles and taking the plastic off the couch to sit down. Like walking in the house with your shoes in the living room, going into the dining room that nobody walks into. Like when you get invited to the cookout, you gotta know how to act when you get there. And I think that is what has been identified here. That Drake is very tone deaf. He think he is above everything and everybody, and he apparently has been moving as such. And so when everybody says, "Well, why Drake? Why everybody going out Drake? They jealous?" No, I mean, because your lifestyle ain't much different from 10 million to 100 million. And I think at this point, all the rappers who are going after him or producers, whatever, Metro Boomin, I think all of them, their pockets are pretty long here. I mean, what we talking about? You mad because you a millionaire and I'm a double millionaire? Like, come on, that's ridiculous. I think what it is Drake has done a lot of things that has made people be like, okay, we gonna put you back in your place now. I think that is what's happening to Drake. And also on Family Matters, because here's the thing. I think where Drake lost us is there was no progression. There was no progression. I think where Drake lost us is that there was no progression. There was no change. Drake didn't give us nothing different than what Drake gave us in the beginning. So actually, you know what? Let me go all the way back. I'm gonna go all the way back. This is why I think Drake lost. Because we all know Drake can make a hit, right? We know Drake can, and you know, let me say this to y'all too. I look at Drake as the rap Whitney Houston. And go Whitney, okay? He is the rap Whitney Houston because one thing about Whitney Houston, Whitney was the voice, honey. When I was younger, I thought Whitney was like this, like ethereal, like I thought she was an angel. And so anytime somebody would like sing her songs or whatever, I would be like, why are they trying to interfere with an angel? And I think that's how people looked at Drake. Like people really looked at him like he was a god. Now I ain't one of them, but I think that's how people looked at him. So, and the thing about Whitney is Whitney wasn't known for writing. Whitney wasn't known for her pen, but writers knew that if you took a song to Whitney, especially if you tailor-made it to Whitney's voice, that it was going to be a hit. She was going to knock it out of the park. She was going to sing that thing like nobody else could sing that thing. And so I think that's why Drake, to me, Drake is the Whitney Houston of rap. Because Drake, if you bring lyrics to Drake, he going to deliver them things like nobody else's business. He going to turn it into a hit. Listen, Drake, he going to do it. And I think Drake is the Whitney Houston of rap. Now, saying all of that, right? Let's listen to Push-Ups. Because to me, just a little bit. To me, he didn't really.
Your first number one, I had to put it in your hand. You pussies can't get booked outside America for nan. I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. I'm the hit maker y'all depend on.
Okay, so you hear the beat, right? That's his formula. You hear the beat, you hear the flow, you hear the tone. That's Drake, right? Okay, so that's Push-Ups. Lyrics, whatever, right? Let's not even talk about lyrics right now. Now let's do Tailor Made.
in some hip-hop history. K, you got a fuck on girl for running up
the blues and fucking Al. Who's boss on the...
Why did he put an AI version of Snoop on a song when Snoop is alive and well? Like that was a minus for him. That was a minus point for him. Why would you put Snoop? I mean, aside from the Tupac thing, like we already know, but Snoop is alive. That didn't even make sense.
But fucking doubted you, but right.
All you corporate industry puppets, I'm not in the mood. I love it when you niggas talk loose like I'm not in the room. Since like that, your tone changed a little. You not as enthused. How are you?
Again, tone, whatever. Same old Drake, right? But when Kendrick put out Euphoria, right? Euphoria was a different kind of diss track because notoriously diss tracks are just beats, a hot beat, and then God just spitting, right? But Kendrick did what Kendrick does.
Monday.com is the best way we found working.
And what Kendrick does very well is infuse jazz and offer a level of depth in his music that Drake never really provides. And so when he say, I make music that electrify him, you make music that pacify him, Drake proved that bar in this beef. The beginning.
Euphoria.
Even that little clip right there electrified people because everybody blew their wig trying to figure out what that was. Right here.
Them superpowers getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid.
That's one Kendrick, right? Then the beat drop.
Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking.
Even right there, Kendrick gave us something else. He took it to another level. Or another switch, as they were saying on Twitter.
There won't be no threat. I'm knowing they call you the boy, but where's the man? Cause I ain't seen him yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? When I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see two bad bitches. I believe
the delivery. And then the jokes. People didn't know Kendrick was this funny. Hilarious. That was...
If you don't like women, it's real competition. You might pop ass with them. Let's speak on...
Hilarious. People didn't notice about Kendrick. And I think that was the mistake that Drake made too. That he doubted not only Kendrick's delivery, but he doubted Kendrick's punchline ability. He definitely doubted Kendrick's punchline ability. So, okay, now, that was Euphoria. Set the world on blaze. Then 616 in LA, like I said, it was obviously a prayer, right? But then Drake did Family Matters. Now, Family Matters, again, I think one of the mistakes Drake made is that he didn't give us anything other than what Drake gives us. He didn't do anything different. He didn't do anything fresh, anything new. He didn't offer any, like, it was what it was. And I'm going to get into, like, because the information that they are both saying in the bar, like, regardless of if what either side is saying is true, I'm removing all of that. I want to look at everything objectively, right? Because they both slinging some foul mud, and at the end of all of this are some women who will be impacted. And if what Kendrick is saying about Drake is true, it's like devastating for everybody involved. Like me as a kind of a Drake fan, like I would be devastated to learn that he really out here running this kind of ring. And then for Kendrick to learn that he beating on his wife and stuff, it's like, well, I don't believe that stuff about Dave being the baby's daddy, because him and Kendrick are still cool. Like, you still gonna be cool and create a whole production company, whatever, with your man after he slept with your wife? Okay. But anyway, Drake didn't give us nothing new. He didn't give us nothing fresh. He gave us same Drake.
You shouldn't start by saying,
Nigga, I said it, I know that you mad. I've emptied the clip over friendlier jabs. You mentioned my seed and I deal with his dad. I gotta go bad, I gotta go bad. Yeah, draw.
Now, I will admit that beat is fire, but Drake always gives us 5 beats, and then that drop, like that's just always what Drake gives. But he didn't give us nothing refreshing.
Into it, cause all these rappers waving white flags while the whole fucking club sing to it. Murder scene on your man tonight, then come to vigil with the candlelight. This shit will be cute unless you don't wanna be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you. We get it.
Then he gave us Singing Drake, which we're familiar with Singing Drake, right? We know Singing Drake. But again, he didn't give us anything new. And then again, like I said, him dropping that slave line kind of left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And then Kendrick coming through seconds later, minutes later, and dropping Meet the Grams. Now, again, because Top Dog them had that intel from 2014, I feel like Kendrick was able to like work on Meet the Grams for years. I feel like every time Kendrick found out something new or learned something new about Drake, and I'm sure he was monitoring him from a distance and had people who was close to him monitoring him, things like that. And probably not intentionally. People probably was just giving up this information because, you know, apparently Drake has pissed a lot of people off in the industry, so people just gossiping about him. I'm sure Kendrick probably went back and updated it a year later and was like, oh, I'm gonna say this part. And then a year later, you know what I mean? Like, he really had time to cook on this song.
Last year I did over 30.
And I think that is the mistake that Drake made. Like, come on, the world gossips. That's just what connects us as a community. And he just really doubted that his business was out there like that.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest. It takes a man.
And then let's also say that this song, Meet the Grams, is completely different than the first 2 tracks that Kendrick released. Completely different. And so the variety also, the dynamics, the layers of dissing that Kendrick got him on every angle. You know, so when we talking about war here, he attacked in Euphoria. It was just a response, right? It was like a warning shot, I'm coming. In 616 in LA, it was like a prayer, but like, listen, I'm strategically lining myself up. He kind of giving him the game plan, like, listen, don't do it. In Meet the Grams, he attacked him mentally and he infiltrated everyone around him. He did that in Euphoria too, when he was like, when he was like, maybe OVO works for me. He attacked his mental. This Meet the Grams is just, now he's attacking those around, not attacking, but like, you know what I mean? Like, he's impacting those around Drake, those closest to Drake. And this is like, isn't this the art of war? So I think this is I think after Meet the Grams, it was pretty much up from there. And then when he dropped Not Like Us, y'all, it became a rap. Cause Not Like Us is just a banger. So when everybody was like, oh, he can make songs, whatever, but he can't make a hit like Drake, he can't make us dance like Drake, he can't make, you know what I mean? So this was him saying, oh, y'all wanna bet?
I see dead people. Aye, monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw, man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, Nella.
And he solidified himself in the culture. All the tracks that Drake released were just very generic. They didn't have any specific sound. They didn't have any specific route, no, whatever. It was all just very much just, you know, like everybody has been calling Drake. It was very much scattered all over the place and just hot songs. But Kendrick had a strategy with every single song that he put out, and he had a message with every single song. And Not Like Us is very much a message that I am the culture, like he said, that West Coast on lock, like he and to get that unity, and he made the people dance, like people dancing like Not Like Us. And the bars, like I don't really have one memorable bar, and maybe y'all can drop in the comments and tell me, but there is not one memorable bar in any of Drake's diss tracks. Kendrick got a number. What is it? The braids. When you take pictures with Sexy Red, I believe you see two bad bitches. Of course, A minor. Don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell no truths about you. Like, and of course, we don't want to hear you say no more. And they not like us. OV ho. Like, Kendrick gave us just clever slogans, chants. Drake gave us job. Like, what else? What other quotables can y'all take from Drake's diss track? This is getting long-winded. I'm at 35 minutes now. I didn't mean to go this long, but I just wanted to really offer my little 2 cents on what I thought, why I thought Drake lost. Like I knew he would. No offense to Drake, but Kendrick was not one of the ones you wanted to play with. If you listen to Kendrick's his unreleased album that he put out, of all his unreleased tracks, y'all, Kendrick is not to be played with. When I heard that album, I was like, woo! And that came out in, like, I want to say it came out after Damn. So listen. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents, y'all. I hope that he releases a video for Not Like Us, because I think that would flame. Too bad, so sad for Drake. I definitely think Drake can recover from this. I mean, he's Drake at the end of the day. He can absolutely recover, but he's definitely been dethroned. He's definitely not the GOAT of our generation. I can say he was the GOAT in 2010s, but Kendrick has clearly made it very clear that he is the GOAT. Like, Kendrick has been stamped. And like I said, pray for the women that have been impacted. You know, I know this was great entertainment for us, but I'm sure it don't feel good for Whitney to hear people talk about how her fiance, baby Diddy, soon to be husband, it been beating on her, and that the baby she gave birth to is not his. Like, I'm sure she don't want to hear that. And then the women, these women, like, I didn't know that, you know, Drake had this much of a known thing about messing with minors. You know, all the women I've pretty much seen him with publicly have been, you know, women of age, but there's plenty of video evidence out there. So you know, prayers to those women who may have been impacted by all of this. And that's all I got, y'all. I am gonna take a break from doing the channel for a little minute, but not too long. I'll be back. It's just I'm kind of on overdrive after all this Jay-Z music. He got a lot of music. So, and a few of y'all have dropped in the comments and told me to take a break because y'all can feel it. Like, I'm just one of them people. I wear my heart on my sleeve. You can always see how I'm feeling. So yeah, so until next time, y'all, whenever that's gonna be. And thank y'all for watching this long video too. All right, y'all. Bye.